Good evening and welcome to Edessa the Dark Crusade Season 2. Tonight, it's a couple of nights and days have passed since the little rat killing expedition took place. Torvald has been somewhat anxious, suppose you could call it that. Madeline has been, she has her trips back and forth between Timran and Edessa as she normally does. And tonight is no different. She has just arrived. It's not very late in the evening, it's fairly early. And she is arriving home just to catch up on some, well, for lack of a better word, paperwork. And as she enters and begins to just write a couple of things down, her student will enter.
Thorvald comes down from upstairs, where they sleep when Madeline stays in Edessa. He sort of stomps downstairs, not as light-footed as he's usually known for being. He's dressed in his usual black garb, leather armor under a black cloak, and he aggressively puts his foot up on one of the benches to tie his laces.
Madeline slowly turns around. She has a smile on her face. Good evening. You doing well?
He looks over at her, his look softening slightly. Yes, just heading out.
I swear, that pout really does not suit you.
His lips stiffen. I'm not pouting.
She, like her grins widens a little bit. Really?
He swaps feet and does the second boot.
Might I come along with you? That depends, I suppose. Where are you going?
Just for a walk.
It has been some nights. I was thinking, would you...
That if you want, because he's fucking lying.
Alright, well, just for the sake of it. Madeline is, well, let's say that she's somewhat suspecting it.
It's not a very good lie. That's why I said so.
It's an Emily attempt of a lie.
Yeah.
No, I'm not pouting. And she just smiles at him. Well, then you will not care if I come with you? I am assuming you would be going to some of our fellow expeditioners?
It's one thing I hate about you fucking women. All this fucking mind reading.
Oh, well. I hope to teach you how to better, well, not write it on your forehead. It is quite easy to read when you are so enamored or concerned. You mean to see Joanna, and I mean to see her too. I hope she is better now.
He shrugs his shoulders slightly. I haven't heard anything in days.
Well, let us go then. And you see that she has like a small satchel of some kind. It's not very big, but it's a bit of a satchel. And she just has a few things in it. And she just says, well, shall we be off?
He nods.
Hmm.
He fastens the gold bead into his beard as he's walking. He seems practiced at doing it without a mirror.
Now there is some things. It took me a while to get used to. Doing things that you cannot immediately see upon yourself. You can use a mirror. I can't. I have to learn things like that. Well, I had to do that pretty quickly. Regardless. And she just nods to her ghouls that she's fine, and they just dutifully just stay in the house. And yeah, the two will begin to go, well, closer to the guild halls, to Johannes Haven, and they will approach. And Madeline hasn't talked too much during their walk, but she does seem to be somewhat, well, paying attention to the streets in general, to the city itself. Seems to just see if she can get a gauge on how many people are in the streets. She wouldn't have expected a change that soon, but still. And at some point, the two will arrive at Madeline, the Joanna's Haven, and Madeline will present herself to the porter as usual. And the question is, does the porter bar her entrance?
Bar.
Bar.
This time the porter will not bar her entrance. When they arrive, he sees them and starts to stiffen and then just kind of relaxes and gives them the bow that they are much more accustomed to.
Madeline smiles, greets him, as she normally would, and just walks in. And she does seem to be a little more attentive to detail, but she will go up and she will just, at some point, she will just announce her presence.
He'll actually go to open the door and precede them to go. Basically, sounds like he's going to go let Johanna know that they're there, which is standard.
The ghoul might want to dodge out the way because, yeah,
Oh.
the large pharaoh hound known as Osira, I can't say the name now. Osseous, smells something familiar in the air and goes bounding at full pelt down the corridor in the direction of Madeline and Torvald.
Yeah, the ghoul get the fuck out of the way. He doesn't want it to be
As soon as the door's opened, he's bounding down there.
in the
Madeline will
study.
hurry after him.
Are you?
Johanna. So sorry, the dog was with Johanna and Aldrich. Yes.
Yeah, stays with Johanna. Can't do anything.
Okay.
But when the door's opened, he bolts out.
And the dog goes charging off. Johanna's going to lift her head from her slow weaving and give Aldrich a smile. I believe we have visitors.
Do you wish for I to meet them?
The porter can bring them back, unless you wish to go meet them yourself. No, let them come.
Very well. And he eases back into his seat.
She sets aside her weaving and pulls herself to her feet and prepares to meet them at the door to the study.
Well,
Tor will be first, so.
if Johanna's rising to her feet, he'd stick with her.
Yeah, Torvald doesn't walk in front of Madeline, ever. So
Oh, okay.
there's still that sort of difference of class. He stops briefly when the dog charges towards him and picks up the dog as if it was a baby. And reaches inside its coat and feeds it some of the meat that it likes.
A joyous reunion. She smiles to him, followed by another one, as she enters and just curtsies to both. Just say, so very good to see you again. Joanna, please. And she will go over and, embrace Joanna and kiss on both cheeks and just say, quite an eventful couple of nights. Well, at least the one some time ago now, but she just looks to Aldrich. Aldrich the Wise. Always a pleasure.
He offers a polite bow of head, but does not close his eyes nor take his eyes off of Madeline.
Jan has given Madeline a kiss on either cheek, though her hands are very much kept to herself, as she does. She's not wearing her usual habit. She's wearing a very simple dress. Her hair is pulled back, but it's not tucked under a wimple. She looks more like a noble woman at rest than a nun tonight.
His new get-up suits you?
I knew you would say so.
Boy. There are some things that will not change, I'm afraid. But I hope that you are better. She looks at her.
I am much recovered. And good evening, Thorvald.
Thorvald standing in the doorway.
She stops to look at him and will go to him and kiss either cheek.
He accepts, and then he sort of kneels in front of her. He doesn't touch her. He sort of lowers his head. And then looks up at her and says, "It lifts my heart greatly to see that you are well."
Please rise. And bring your heart with you. I'm glad to see you. Extremely glad to see you well. I'm glad to see both of you well. Madeline, I had every confidence in you, but I've heard that not a life was lost. I have not heard the story in detail, though, and I very much look forward to it.
Well, it was a concerted effort. Our guides were quite proficient when it came down to it. I did my part. Luckily, these rats were somewhat easier distracted than most humans would be.
My God, I should hope so.
Apart
Massive
from the one that
intelligence.
was seemingly directing them with quite a lot of purpose, but more on that later. She smiles to Ulrich, who's, I'm guessing, like almost staring at her.
Sort of. He's very much watching both Thorvald and Madeline.
I know that I am fetching, my dear Ulrich, but is there something I might say that would calm you? You seem a bit tense.
My apologies. It's would appear as though you two would be Johanna's first visitors since she has awoken.
We are concerned for her well-being, given the fact that the fight was a rather serious one.
I do fear that your steadfast porter has been hounded by me every night since our excursion. I must
So I've
Oh,
heard.
Thorvald has been quite, I would almost say, under duress for knowing what had happened, whether you know were well or not.
I do regret any anxiety I have caused either of you.
Thorvald
I
turns
have
his
been
head.
well attended. Sorry, go ahead.
He turns his head away, like sort of and looks at the ground.
I'm gonna peony that. One moment, please. Oh, what are my wound penalties on? They're still on 2.
Hmm?
That's 4 successes. Oh, that's 5 successes.
He's embarrassed.
She's not going to give him a hard time for it. She just heads back to take a seat next to Aldrich. It may be noted that her chair is noticeably closer to Aldrich's than the chairs have previously been positioned in this room. There's normally a very, polite space between all the chairs, but her seat is quite close to his.
Thorvald looks at Aldrich. He gives him a polite bow of the head.
You'll give one in return?
Noticing the closeness of the chairs. Curious to him, but he enters and sits down in his usual place.
I regret more that I was not more assistant in the battle. I hope you'll tell me the tale, though.
Well, I cannot tell too much. I am not well versed in battles. I do believe Thorvald would be more help there in the technical aspects of what we were subjected to. But I assisted Margot, who was fighting one of the giant monsters. I enabled her to easily, well, I blinded it, reduced its ability to move, and Margot was able to wound it quite severely. And then I assisted Torvald, and after that well, let us suffice to say that I made certain use of the shadows present to confuse the creatures as much as I could. At one point I had to lift dear Margot and Irene up from the floor, from the to the ceiling of the cave, so that they could not be gnawed anymore at. But the Nosferatu had their own. And Garnet, she smiles, chose most notably to leave us to the fighting and escort you, I suppose, away from the fight.
She's gonna roll an Ipsa. But not many dice. Oh, wow. She has more dice than I thought she did. Well, good. Go you, Johanna. Four successes. Oh, ones.
Yeah, I have one success.
Her expression is perfectly placid as she says, yes, it was very considerate of him to be so concerned for my well-being. I regret I did not have the opportunity to speak to him ahead of time about.
It does make me curious, though, why he did not do to you what he did to that Nosferatu, who also survived, I might add. he seemed to be quite content in exercising certain powers of the blood on her, and not on you. I suppose you should be conscious for that to work. Curious.
That is an interesting question. I wonder. I wonder if it does not work if the victim is unconscious.
I
Perhaps
think
he
it was
simply
more
did not have
curious.
time.
I think it was more curious that his dog had more courage in a fight than he did. But not all men are fighters, I suppose.
She's gonna roll that minute so again. 2 successes.
Save by the ones.
Defender wins. I do have a specialty that I think applies here, but that's 2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Still,
She's
I'm trying. You know how you can sit with like with a fist that's covered by your palm, but of the other hand, he sort of sits like that.
got it. Johanna still looks fairly placid as she says, "We all deal with battles in different ways, I suppose."
I very much. That is the thing, you suppose. I cannot speak for what Garnet would say, but I must say, quite disappointed. One person I was impressed by, however, was Irene, of course, but also your clan sister. Lady Margot carried herself well. She was almost either dead or pushed to final death, but I have spoken with her afterwards. She enjoys peace in her bathhouse.
I must visit her.
She was almost met with final death, but due to my timely intervention, she did not.
What would we do without you, Madeline?
Margot is a brave woman.
Yes.
Indeed,
Yes,
she
she
is.
is. I'm pleased that you saw fit to intercede.
I had to divide my attentions between, well, quite a few things. But
That
I
is
did
not a new
manage
skill
to
to you.
make. Pardon?
That is not a new skill to you.
I suppose it is not, but I wasn't able to make convincing enough shadows in the room to confuse the beasts, to attack those apparitions of shadow instead of the real people. And once Margot and Irene was at a safer place, all the rats seemed to converge on Torvald, but he was hardly scratched. So, Nosferatu can attest to this. It
Hardly
was
scratch.
quite a display. You can see like there's a flicker like Madeline is just about to reach a hand over to touch him. She just kind of closes her fists and just lets her arm just lie down to the side of her chair. But she's smirking at this point. She seems to carry quite a bit of pride when she says that.
He does incline his head towards her in a kind of like don't know, sort of what's the best way to put it? I'm quite tired. I suppose like a kind of like nuzzling motion, but he just sort of dips it and then lifts it up and then turns his attention back to the group. My lady flatters me.
I doubt it. I have not heard Madeline flatter before.
Well, then you have not heard of our conversations, obviously. And she smiles to Johanna.
You are correct. I have not heard Madeline flatter others before.
I only state it when it is required. And when it is true, of course.
It became clear to me early on in the combat that the largest of the creatures was sentient and commanding the others.
Like, Madeline just a quick shake on her head when that is mentioned.
Johanna glances at Madeline, and then at Torvald, kind of questioning.
It had thoughts, powers, not unlike a canite.
The powers of Clan Tremere in full display, I suppose. Quite a horrid fate, no?
You think the rats are the result of Tremere magics?
I have not seen rats of that size. I have never heard of rats that size. Their claws were that of the gangrel, or close to it. That does not happen by any natural means. Not even close.
And the manner in which it commanded the rats was a language only, I believe, those of my blood can speak.
So you believe then Clan Tremere is turning Gangrel into rats, is it? Am I to sit here accused of such thing?
Sorry, maybe I misspoke, but I said Samitsi, or that what she meant to say.
Yeah, you said Tremere.
Sorry, she is.
I was like, oh shit, that's
because what she's describing is very much vicissitude.
Got it, I see.
Okay.
The slight difference in the two names is, that's my bad, sorry.
You're good.
The Samitsi are known to make, well, there are the stories of their homelands. Voivozd, I believe they are called. When they mix a man with a beast, they become stronger. It's a practice that they have practiced for a long time. Think of the fate of a Semitsi, maybe one of their own number, vicissituted in with a rat, and whatever else was there. But can we say that it is truly the clan? We cannot know, because we cannot know exactly who this damned tactician is. But it would be my guess that he is using a fairly high understanding, or someone is, of the Tremere's, the Zamitzi, sorry, did it again, Zamitzi's gifts.
Madam! No. I jest.
As soon as it became clear to me that this, whatever it was commanding the others, I made it my priority to kill it. That's why I made a beeline through the crowds to the largest.
And beeline sounds very dangerous. And yet, it sounds as though it were extremely effective. Well done.
Well, we had to kill all of the, I say smaller rats, but they were still the size of a wolf, but we managed to put them all down.
Well done.
When I turned around, you were gone, and so was Garnet.
That they were. Madeline just smiles at Ulrich.
I feared the worst.
Well, it would seem as though they had a guardian angel in you.
Hmm.
But I must say I am surprised. Takes courage to calm down, despite the warnings.
Yes. I'm aware of what may transpire as a result of my actions, however. Johanna's my oldest friend.
And
Those
to
are
understand that I don't necessarily disapprove. Of course, preaching domain is not something to be encouraged, of course. But I can see merit in wanting to save one's friend.
Yes, nor did I wish to breach any such domain, be it Nosferatu or otherwise. And I have the full intention of speaking to Sir Aliabawa himself on the matter.
What I am curious about is your intervention was quite timely. Surely you did not follow us all the way down there. The Nosferatu would have probably picked up your scent. I am curious as to know exactly how you would know that we were very much in trouble.
The Tremere have many secrets.
Oh, I have heard.
Yes, well,
Or you used another one of them to escape quite rapidly.
my Madeline, have I caught your eye?
Hmm.
And he waves playfully.
What? Secrets among our kind is, as you know, very enticing.
Unfortunately, secrets must remain precisely that. Though, the more is seen, the more difficult they are to keep, I'm afraid.
Well, knowing from my own experience, one thing is for people to see what I can do, another thing is for them to do what I do. And, well, in certain regards, it seems to be quite the jump.
Well said.
Indeed.
Well, most of you have seen quite a lot of what my clan can do by now, but I do not think it would be easy for anyone to, well, pick up on my secrets.
At
Or
this,
perhaps I am all but found out. What will I do then?
at this comment, Silver puts his sort of hand close to one of the candles in the room and makes a shape with his hand on the shadows on the wall, as if illuminating Madeline's point.
While they're talking, if Irene has come to the house, she will have been met by the porter who gave her a deep bow and brought her inside and hurried to announce her to those in the room. There's a knock on the
Yay.
door.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lady Irene.
Joanna, I must confess, I did not know that there has been a head trauma with your porter. I do suggest you find it.
Oh no!
I'm sorry,
No.
I had to.
My porter.
Oh.
Please go on.
Oh my god.
I'll rub my cheek with that backhanded compliment.
So Johanna rises to soothe her poor head trauma porter and go to welcome Irene.
Oh, thank you, Mum.
Damn it.
Right. Yeah, I guess Irene will walk in and as she sees this congregation she didn't really expect, she'll drop into a deep curtsy. Including like the little wiggle with her hips that makes her skirts kind of spread out evenly around her.
Mhm.
And she's so very good at because etiquette's for fuckers.
Johanna will reach out to pull her to her feet and give her a kiss on either lip.
Oh my!
Whoa.
My lady!
All right. Let's roll some self-control here.
Quickly.
Okay. See, Ulrich has some competition. Right.
Won't you join us, Irene? She says and returns to her seat, all by herself.
I'm sorry, I can't.
We're off the rails, people.
Oh yeah, totally. Not even in the scene yet properly. God damn it.
Madeline will get up and she will just say, one of the people I was most impressed with. Brave Lady Irene.
That is so much praise. Thank you, my lady Madeline.
It is not necessarily what we do, but our intent, our courage in the face of adversity that measures us. And she will just pull up a chair, and that statement seems somewhat genuine, actually fairly genuine, and she will just pull up a chair for you, and we'll sit down again, and we'll just sit down and seems to just rejoin the conversation as she just looks to Aldrich and just says, but enough of secrets. I am curious if we have any ideas of what our next move is. We did not find many plans. We found we can, I think we can quite firmly say where the rats came from, and that has been at least partially, if not fully, stopped, which should bring some peace to the city, at least over the coming weeks. But this does not stop the tactician.
Does anyone actually have a face to go with the voice that we heard? Has anyone seen this person?
No, but I've spoken to those who have.
Do you have a description?
A very loose one. Understand, though. And he particularly looks at Thorvald for a moment as he says this. Understand that I give this information freely in the interest of Edessa and her safety and her well-being.
Thorvald returns the look. Now Thorvald's intense at the best of times. He kind of wears a intense expression. But the scene, the glance he gives to Aldrich is particularly hard. It's filled with something.
Kind of want a peony then.
While they're exchanging glances, I think there's the poor harried porter is back at the door knocking again.
Harry Potter.
Oh, heavens me, you've got more guests, Mum.
Don't, because like it took 10 minutes to get over the last one. I was choking.
I'm sorry.
I said Harry Porter, not Harry Potter.
Oh no!
So, Johanna's going to go to the door to greet first Margot, and then hopefully shortly after her, the Merchant of Bones, who has the rest of the information on the conversation they were just about to have. So, fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Margot will smile at her clanmate. She is still visibly injured. But she'll smile. Johanna, it is good to see you. It is good to see you again.
She wraps Margot in an actual hug, though she's very, very ginger and very gentle, not to, aggravate any wounds. But, oh, Margot, I've heard that you are marvelously brave and ferocious in battle. But I look forward to hearing the tale from your own mouth.
I did my best to protect the city and its famous.
As a Toreador should.
And she'll nod.
Please, come in. Be seated. I'll have more chairs brought.
She'll come in. Smile at everyone. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
She said, I'm so glad you came. What were you saying?
She'll smile at everyone. Such quality company.
Irene will stand up to give her chair to Jansilla. She's just a poor little fledgling. She knows her place.
Oh, Lady Irene, thank you. Thank you so very much. And she'll sit.
Thorvald breaks his steely gaze from Aldrich, and his look softens into a smile as he sees Margot. He goes to her, and if she'll let him, he'll kiss her hand.
Yes, she'll let him. Smile as he does.
I'm glad to see you, my friend.
As am I. I'm glad to see that everyone made it out.
And a pleasure to see you again, Lady Margot.
She'll smile. How are you, Aldrich?
I'm well. I was about to share a bit of information regarding this tactician.
It seems I came at the right time then.
Real quick, because I was peonying Thorvald before. Would Coldly Logical come into play? It's a merit.
Yeah, I'm not sure because it's sort of sifting out the emotional to see the intent behind someone's words. I'm not sure if it applies to peony.
That's the only place it applies.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I suppose so.
I think it depends on what you want to see.
Yeah. That's why I always ask the recipient or the target if it applies here.
in a look that's purely emotional. I'm not sure how much logic you're going to get out of it.
That's fair. I'll go at diff 6 and I won't let it apply. 6 successes.
Wow.
Thorvald does not. How deep am I going to go into this look here? You can probably tell what he's had for breakfast from this role. He doesn't like you. He's intensely uncomfortable with you being here. He seems to dislike the closeness between you and Johanna. Occasionally, he'll shoot Johanna a slightly possessive look. There's a hint of jealousy to it, distrust. You probably won't believe much of what you say.
Oh, little fella.
He looks at Madeline with a great deal of love and affection, and he seems to be intensely protective of Johanna.
Aldrich will continue where he left off, keeping that in mind, and we'll say about this tactician. I'm told he wears a mask of iron and his eyes are different colors.
Oh.
There's no mention of the color or cut of his hair or the composure of his skin, only of the eyes of different color and the mask of iron.
I'll roll my appearance subterfuge for Irene to hide a certain amount of disappointment.
Oh, Johanna's watching that.
4 successes.
You know, watch that too.
Nope.
Did you roll that in Dice Roll and Miscellaneous?
I did not.
I did.
Oh, no, not you.
Oh, derp.
Two successes.
No
Bonnie,
success.
come in here. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you for that information, Aldrich. Sir, Aldrich, sorry. She would have said sir.
He offers a polite bow of head. As I had said before, I share it freely in the interest of Odessa's well-being, as I have been more than willing to comply and offer all of my resources at this problem, as it is one that plagues us all. And he says so quite earnestly.
Is there anything that I could help with? I know I can't do a lot, but
Well, you're certainly on better standing with the Nosferatu than I. So.
okay, there's another appearance subterfuge coming to keep it straight. Because the Nosferatu Primogen absolutely hates the ever-living shit out of Irene.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
really. It's another
And
4
another
successes.
Jenny.
I'm not going to pee any of that, because Aldrich will have a fight on that one, on who is hated more.
I mean, I'm not quite sure if it's hate or just simply discontempt or whatever, but yeah, no, he does not like Irene. That's mostly the Primogen, though. Also, she made a fool out of him in Last Elysium, so...
Oh.
Truth be
Okay.
told, she got help from another Nosferatu that she was actually kind of defending against him, but hey.
Mm. But
I'm gonna get watch on that peony.
Oh.
He's a god.
Okay. I mean, she did it to keep a straight face, so watch. He'd probably think that. Yeah, I mean, fully agrees. Fully agrees with Aldrich. Probably, Tremere should be hated by the Nosferatu. It makes sense to her. There you go, Margot.
Okay.
Naldric
So
just
much
goes on.
peony fight.
Aldrich goes on to say, with your own better standing, perhaps you'd be able to recover one of those large rats we were just speaking of.
I could have a conversation with one of them. I think he might be inclined to help me.
Excellent. I and someone that I can certainly think of should love to study one.
Is that the woman I met you with at Elysium the last time? Lady... What was her name again?
And immediately pouring out of Aldrich's mouth is Lenora.
Exactly.
And his finger starts tapping on his side. Yes. No, she was not who I had in mind.
My apologies, Sir Aldrich. I presumed.
Nothing.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Sorry. So, as if on cue, a Turkish accent comes from, I guess, behind everybody. That's muffled. When you look around, it's actually quite muffled, and he's wearing like a bird mask, reminiscent of a plague mask now. But he sounds rather like a broken-hearted, almost like somebody did not bring him something, during Christmas. And he speaks directly to Aldrich, and he just says, "Does this mean that you did not bring me back anything from the sewers? No toys to play with?"
Just the man I was speaking of. Sadly, I did not, nor did anyone present, so I don't feel quite as bad.
Well, there was the matter of trying not to die.
And the fact that most people there were gravely injured. Some on the verge of final death. And we do not know if there were others. But I do believe we can speak to the Nosferatu. It is closest to their domain. They might still have one of them.
So, as this is said, he'll limp his way with his cane, kind of like more to the, I guess, like this escarpment that is the group. I guess forming kind of like, I guess, around Johanna, unless we're all sitting in like some kind of circle. But
I'll be arranging chairs in a circle around the room.
Okay.
As the Merchant of Bones comes into the room, Thor will just look to him, and he says, "I can tell you about the mother creature's physiology."
I would love to hear it. Though I don't know if you would like to take everybody else's time here, but I wouldn't mind picking your brain.
It's been speculated that it is a creature of Samisi craft. It has claws, not unlike gangrel claws, which were able to pierce my flesh and do significant damage. It also was able to converse and command beasts, which is another ability of the gangrel. Its brain was sentient.
Well, that's quite disturbing news.
The other rats were not, so I believe it was unique.
Well,
So-
I'm thankful for everybody's effort into this. I apologize I was not there myself, but in my condition, that would not be much help anyways.
Oh, nonsense. I could have carried you. No problem.
Carried me, you say?
I lifted, and she points to Margot and Irene. I lifted those two out of harm's way, and I managed to get one of the Nosferatu trapped under rubble out. I will admit, without her legs, but well, she is still around among us.
I'll have to take you up on that offer someday, perhaps.
I cannot be in the presence of mortals, but
Not a problem. I have to say that the thing about the Samitsi and it having their administrations upon the rats, that is a lie. It is not Samitsi doing. It is more of a necromantic phenomenon, dressed to look like the Samitsi had a hand in it. And I can tell you that for sure.
Merchant of Bones, have you been introduced to Irene? I think she would be very interested to hear about the wishing woman. While you were speaking on the subject of necromancers. Necronomists.
Irene? No, I don't think I have.
And Irene also does not have any memory of being introduced to this gentleman. So she'll walk forward and again does that quite beautifully executed curtsy.
Nice to meet you, Irene. I am the Merchant of Bones of an insular clan, Cappadocia. Arrived here a few months ago, about the start of the plague.
I have heard your name being spoken with much respect. My name is Irene Argeris. I am fledgling of Clan the Sombra, the child of Prince Ulrich of Timoran.
A pretty little morsel, and a prestigious one at that. Interesting. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure is all mine.
So you wish to know the Wishing Woman? I assume all of you might want to know about the Wishing Woman, is that correct?
Apparently I do. She glances over at Johanna.
Johanna's nodding, like you do.
Well, I'll only tell if you promise to keep it secret. He kind of says so playfully.
She nods. And she does not have any sense of playfulness regarding that nod because, yeah, reasons.
Yeah, he just chuckles to himself because he's a little bit of a funny guy, at least to himself. It's kind of hard to keep a secret when you have like 10,000 other people in here. So, but yeah.
Aldrich I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, Aldrich comments, have you learned something more since we last spoke?
No, unfortunately not.
Margaret will get up to. Peony to hide that she kind of winces that she gets up. Okay, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 to hide that. It still hurts a bit to hide the low wince that she has when she gets up. If anyone wants to see it.
I
Oh,
do.
Well, I do.
Apparently I'm just typing all over the place, but not in the right window.
anyways. The wishing woman. He kind of like taps at his chin. But it's more like tapping the mask. He kind of cants his head a little bit and thinks, yes, she is a very old, and very fearsome and in some equally parts respected, depending on, well, your meaning of the word respected, Cappadocian.
Will you describe her as the legends have told?
Wait. If I may.
And he kind of just opens his hand out to her, like giving her a gift, like, here's the floor.
She has golden blonde hair, very pale skin. She almost has a holy look around about her. Dressed in pure white cloth. And looks pristine in every aspect.
He kind of just thinks for a moment, kind of pinches at his chin. I would say that's almost on the mark, though I have not heard of anything about pale or, blonde hair. But everything else kind of matches up. She is one regarded, well, she is called the Wishing Woman because many regard her as a saint. Many either run from her or run to her, seeking assistance. She's very, well, she was called benevolent in her time, almost even giving up her own heartbeat to save and heal the sick.
In her time, but not anymore. Am I correct?
That would be correct.
Thorvald leans in and whispers something to Madeline.
The Margaret gets up. She winces a bit, but she hides it. People don't seem to notice. And she'll smile to the Merchant of Bones. I don't believe we had the pleasure of. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of meeting you yet.
Probably not. But after we stop talking about this, we can officially meet. Okay.
I shall nod.
But
Well,
she was once part of the Constantine triumvirate before she fell disinclined or disenchanted with the clan, and once one of her friends went wayward. She went missing after that, thought to be dead.
I see. Do you know of her companions?
I have only heard the name, but I don't know of them. We're only assuming that because of the recent events that she might be working with the tactician, or she might not. Well, I think the general consensus is that she is, just because of what was written on in my clan's domain after the attack on it.
That's what I presume But this description of what the tactician looks like and the description I have of him is off. Her companions are a pale, bald, pointy-eared male, Nosferatu looking. And a creature that looks almost like a wolf, feral, fearsome, with many claws.
And tell me, Lady Irene, you speak of these individuals as if you've seen them. Have you?
I really hope that you guys are gonna botch this fucking subterfuge
Yeah,
roll.
buddy!
Yeah, wait.
What is actually my subterfuge roll? I think it's 5. I'm too lazy to look it up.
And,
Fucking hell, I'm gonna look it up.
and of course I ask, would coldly logical apply here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
In this
Alright.
case, definitely.
I don't think I have. I think I don't
Oh
have
wow, I have
enough apply
6.
to empathy and subterfuge rolls because they're OP. Unless I have done that in the past, I can't remember.
I'm not. Yeah, something we were talking about.
Oh, fuck's sake. I only have
I-
1 success.
Madeline will just skeet you in at this point. She will just say, I do believe that quite a few of us saw different things that night, did we not? I remember to hear a voice. Summer seemed to remember seeing a room where he was giving a speech to. I heard part of the speech. I do believe we all were inclined to see some. Am I not correct in assuming this?
Yes. Had some speech.
I have these descriptions from an anonymous source.
I have 7 successes to read that.
Jesus, Vaughn.
Okay, she's fucking
need-
lying. She
I
has
need
seen
to-
them.
I need
Although not actually like in real life seen them. I'll give you that much with fucking 7 successes.
I need to know about the merit thing, because quite frankly, I can't think of anywhere else that it would apply.
It's when people are letting emotions cloud their judgment. You're just trying to hide it, aren't you? That's when you're trying to make someone see reason over their emotional state. It's not about detecting emotions. It's about perceiving when it's either getting ahead of their better judgment or getting them to act with their better judgment as opposed to against it.
Yeah, but I think in a way this is the case. That's why I was like, yeah, this is fair.
I'm just normally very sketchy about this because I remember how OP Enchanting Voice was, and this is basically the 1-point version of that, but with for detecting emotions rather than subterfuge.
I honestly, I always ask the target if it applies, because
I'll let the target decide in this case.
I've let it in every
Then
case.
I already told you that in this case, I think I feel it applies because yeah, she's definitely letting her emotions. It's her emotions that make this lie a lie. So yeah.
Okay, whoever is wrestling their microphone.
Oops, I might be.
So yeah, anyone with more than 1 success, she lies. Anyone with lots of successes, you get the same answer I gave Vaughn.
Merchant of Bones just goes deathly still. He just stares at you. Almost if he's boring a hole in your head.
She looks at the
And
floor.
you know because
Yeah.
the nose cone is pointing at you.
She looks at the floor, but she doesn't. She's not coming back from the answer she gave.
Interesting. So blonde hair. Hmm.
It's very possible that whoever the tactician is and this wishing woman, that they're capable of changing their appearance.
That could very well be the case. Though they have proved to be very capable thus far. I would not put it past them.
My Lord Master of Bones.
None of that. Merchant of Bones is fine.
I apologize, sir. I cannot enclose how I got this information. Not in such a big group of people. As I said, the source would prefer to remain anonymous.
I do like to use a gentle hand at first. I was not planning on calling you out on your blatant lie, but I'll take you at your word for it for now.
So keep in mind, detecting lies is an actual power. It's not empathy.
Oh,
Doesn't
okay.
give you the ability to detect lies. I mean, you detected this kind of 7 successes.
Sorry
Fair
about
enough.
that. Nix
No,
that.
no, it's something I think I've told you before, but it is something that empathy is not like a lie detector.
Mhm.
Like that is an ability or an actual piece of technology that does not exist yet. But you can kind of get hints like the statement sounds rehearsed or suspicious or nervous. Like you can detect emotional tics, like stuff that would be readable in a person's face, but it's not like you don't get the instinctual feeling. Like that's an actual supernatural
Then
ability.
Okay,
fair
I
enough.
apologize.
She's
I
nervous and she's nervous as fuck.
Like truth
Even
of
to the
God
point
ear
where
for
she's a
lies.
little scared.
Yeah, it's like truth of God ear for lies. If there's a reason it's a supernatural ability.
No problem. Though you do seem a little unnerved.
Yes, sir.
Rightfully so. They are quite venerated and very scary folks, so. And whoever this information whoever might have gave you this information, I can understand as well. But though, if you do feel the urge to, pass that information along, remember me. It would help
Of course.
very much.
I think for now I can say that the 3 of them are out to attack the city, the prince specifically. That's what I suspect.
Every sign seems to point to that direction, so I would have to agree. It's quite a frustrating thing. Though still fun nonetheless. A great deal of information has been heaped upon my lap for all this. Very hard for me to complain. So,
I
what do
still
we
say
do
they were
next?
chosen poorly. She nods at him, approving.
Would we dare go back down there again? Or no?
If need be, I would.
Once I am stood up.
I did not hear one thing you said. You sound real muffled to me, Nelson.
Okay. Once I am healed up, perhaps.
I will need a little time to make things right with the Nosferatu again.
Or did they take a large number of hits or casualties. And you can probably P&E him on that, though.
Okay. She knows that he was watching, right?
Probably not.
Because didn't he say that?
No, he wasn't watching.
Well, sorry, she knows that she was. What did he say? He said something about. I'm trying to remember what he said to her about having an eye on her.
I don't remember exactly what I said. He might have gave her some kind of clue, but.
Well, still, just 3 successes.
Yeah, he probably know that. He probably knows what happened, for the most part.
She just says, I believe they suffered considerably more heavily than the rest of the clans. And they have been insulted in the bargain.
Some impulsive heroic actions.
She gestures with one well-bandaged hand. In a sort of, yes, exactly, Thorvald.
Aldrich does one of these, but with wine. And period-appropriate clothing.
I guess in such moments, you have to make decisions, I guess, and it just kind of pains me that we have nothing really to show for it.
There's one thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to roll Lips up for that.
Ooh. Oh, I forgot my dice penalty on that last roll. I'm awful, I'm sorry. I've been so good tonight, too.
My abysmally crap roll.
4 successes.
So what does this thing? It's kind of like he tries to not to scoff. So he goes, like, if he'd not suppressed it, he would have gone. But he bares his teeth in this kind of like.
I do appreciate the information given thus far, but I do believe one of the keys lies down there, and I was just hoping to get my hands dirty. That's all.
Well, when Johanna patches things up, you can be my guest.
Oh, certainly. And jaunt in the catacombs would probably be good for me. Anyways, at any rate.
Bravado aside, we were certainly anticipated.
That was slightly shady.
What?
That was slightly shady.
Who, Johanna? Shade? Johanna doesn't do shade. She's a Toreador.
In other words, shut up, Thorvald.
We were anticipated. As fearsome as the rats were, the thought of spending an eternity down there trying to find a shadow flickering the wrong way is nearly as terrifying. The next time we go down, there shall have to be other precautions taken. And she glances around the group. It is certain that our enemies are able to watch us. They watch the Malkavians in particular. Whatever plans you make, be careful whom you share them with.
Straight face there.
4 successes to see her straight face.
There's
so
a suspicious look going towards. A suspicious and sad look, especially before success is going towards Johanna.
Suspicious and sad. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Johanna's going to meet her look with a question. Just kind of raise an eyebrow.
Again,
kiss.
she immediately lowers her gaze.
She'll ask later. She doesn't press. And since all of us, I'm certain, have had dealings with the Malkavians, who knows who else they watch? It could be any of us.
all of us.
Or all of us. We should expect to be anticipated. Which does not mean, of course, that our efforts are futile.
They are, in a way. It's not about us. It's not about this city. They are doing something bigger. Way bigger than us. Their goals are bigger than Edessa. But we're just too small and too caught up with our moments to see the bigger picture.
Well, if it is a part of a greater campaign, it would explain as to why they have so many resources available to them. It's been planned for a longer time, and the goal is not specifically our city, where we are just one among many. Then they perhaps have much more of these rats than we think. But it also might mean that they would leave us alone after a time. Such things are, of course, only speculation.
I've been told many times by powerful men that my small mind was not wide enough to encompass the full grasp of their plan.
Aldrich looks so very proudly at Johanna.
And I find such talk a little obnoxious when they are still making it extremely inconvenient for me to continue my studies.
A little obnoxious. Madeline just looks at you.
She glances at Madeline and
There's a clear smirk as she herself is casting some shade at the men present.
I feel my manly dignity shrinking and shrinking. No,
Merchant of Bones just kind of dusts his shoulder off. Just same way like Luke Skywalker did in The Last Jedi.
My point, Irene, is that I think you're right, and I'm glad you said something. It will certainly change the way that we address the problem. But I am annoyed by the plague in the streets. And if they're broad plans, if we do not matter to them, then I certainly hope to put up enough of a fuss that they will reconsider and cease inconveniencing me.
I understand the way I understand what you mean. However, I am not sure if we can simply wait for this to pass. Because perhaps we could keep the city safe for a few more years. But ultimately, if the rest of the world falls, then what will be left of Edessa? What will be left of Timoran? And what will be left of our lives?
I cannot speak.
Sorry, go ahead.
Cannot speak for the neighboring kingdoms, including Timoran, but So long as all of us continue to pour our very blood and efforts and resources at this issue, Odessa will continue to stand as the crown jewel. I'm confident.
I'm worried.
What is it you suggest we should strive for instead? I think I do not quite take your meaning.
I was simply referring to the comments being made that we could let this pass. I do not feel we can let this pass. But we should realize the position that we are in. And we can't stop to fight this. We can't stop to give this all of our efforts. Actually, speaking of all of our efforts, there is a source that we have not yet touched that we might be able to use to our advantage, although it will be terribly difficult to sway them to think with us instead of against us.
What do you mean?
There is an army of hunters that fight evil, that truly believes that they are fighting evil.
Does Aldrich make that noise?
I'm really debating.
Why didn't I say this sooner?
No, he'll put a little chuckle at it. Yeah. You wish to sway the very beings that wish to see us undone, to fight on our behalf.
Yeah, sure. What could go wrong?
Shut up, ST.
Nothing could go wrong. Do it.
I mute you now.
You have my brutal. Do it.
There you go.
There you go.
You can't escape from your own words.
The player known as Robbie owes the player known as Saskia a minor boon.
I will note this down if I'm lubricking.
Well, if you can think of an interesting way to persuade them to stand
No.
between us and our enemies, I shall certainly assist you in any way I can.
They are quite determined to destroy all of us. However,
I'm interested though, under what merit you offer the suggestion though. Have they shown anything?
as I said, they will fight to destroy all of us. No matter how hard we try to protect humans or murder them, for them, a Cainite is evil. We are the worst.
Excellent. Perhaps you can tell them that this plague and these rats are of our doing, that we derive power from them. Then perhaps they should be motivated to exterminate them.
Perhaps. I'm thinking we might be able to steer them in a direction, but it would not be without risk. But it is something that we might be able to use. If they see an enemy and they see it's evil, they will attack it and they will destroy it. That is what I do believe after speaking with their leader.
And they will certainly attack it. They maybe turn aside at the gate.
Maybe, like I said, it's not without risk, and it's like leading a wild horse, I guess.
Mm.
I never led a wild horse, but it sounds poetic.
Point remains, however. We will have to deal with them eventually, or
Of course. We do.
why not have them perhaps take care of the problem for us?
You will forgive me. I need to attend to some business with my clan in the wilds.
Please.
Johanna
Bring my
rises.
best wishes to your primitive if you see him.
I will. He stands. The player needs to go to bed.
Have a good evening, Thorvald. And again, thank you for your efforts. He seems very sincere when he says that.
Thorvald bows deeply.
I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Sorry. Johanna goes to give him a quick kiss on either cheek. And as she does, she murmurs, "Thank you for your efforts and your concern. Please, I would like to talk to you more later."
He leans in and sort of very briefly presses his face to hers and says, "I will come and see you later in private."
Marco will also approach him, kind of take his hands into his in that area. Kind of a cupping, but it looks weird because his hands are much bigger than hers. And he kisses him on one cheek and says, "It was a pleasure seeing you again."
It's a pleasure to see you better.
Once I'm up and running again, our host something to celebrate our winning the other night. The fact that everybody survived, at least on our side.
Oh, yeah, how many health levels are you on, Margot?
Oh dear.
How many health levels are you on?
Now she fed every night and managed to get enough, so now she's on 4-3 now.
It takes you 5 days to heal an ag with slow healing.
Oh, it takes 5 days?
Yeah.
Oh, with that? I did not know.
Yep. So you look like you should be dead.
I mean, true?
More so than usual.
Yep. Certain kinds of aggravated damage are enough to instantly kill a mortal. Not all of them, but some of them, and you definitely look like you should be dead. Not enough to mar your beautiful appearance, but Jesus Christ, woman.
Thorvald will very delicately bow to Margot and offer a deeper bow to Madeline and say, "I will see you later this evening."
Of course.
And then he will turn and leave. The black pharaoh hound following him.
I'll notice that Madeline just smiles. She will just like look after him for a moment, smile, nod to herself, and then she'll return her attention to the rest of the congregation.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hide a smile.
So, Irene, you speak rather interestingly of these hunters. Do you have some kind of rapport with them?
As soon as the player knows what that word means, you can actually answer. Sorry, not native.
Oh, excuse me. Some kind of working relationship?
Oh, I do not. I spent a few days. Well, no, correction. I spent a night in their presence, in the presence of their leader. We had an interesting conversation.
How interesting. Question
Indeed.
mark.
Interesting. He gave me insight in how he views the world.
And
We
what view
went
is that?
there. We went there to rescue some of our own who have been taken, but found ourselves outnumbered by many. So instead of trying to fight our way, well, I decided to talk our way out. Things didn't go quite as I planned, and I found myself negotiating for my, well, partner's freedom, which was gained in a most unusual way as the hunters were attacked. The neonates I was with could escape, but I gave them my word that I would stay in exchange for one of their prisoners. The next night he sent me off with one of the prisoners.
How brave of you. But a man that seems to hate our kind so much simply let you go after a few pretty words?
There's a lot a pretty word can do,
Apparently so.
especially if it's spoken in earnesty. I understood his way of thinking. I understood how he views us. I wouldn't say I agree with him, but apparently he saw something in myself that he had not yet recognized in others of our kind. Therefore, he saw me as a spark of hope for our society. He gave me the promise he would kill me last. I'm not quite sure how much I can hold up on that honor, on that promise, but I think if he had to pick between two evils, he would go for the worst first. I think he has the capability of seeing that wisdom.
He kind of just has this small, like, rolling chuckle a little bit when he says he'll kill you last. For some reason, it just seems amusing to him. But it's not, like, derisive towards her. It's just the way she said it, I guess. But yeah. And,
You're not the first to laugh at that, so don't worry.
well, that's reassuring. Thank guys. So how do we lead, if that's what we choose to do? Lead these hunters to this greater threat when all we have is threatening words and a catacomb full of rats? How should we herd these hunters to do our bidding?
We first must have a place to herd them to.
Yes, I agree. It would require a lot of planning. I can understand that there are easier solutions to this problem. I was mainly saying that it might be a solution that we would not think up.
That was a fair assumption. Sorry, it's just my way to poke at things. I'm sorry. Please don't
He's
take no
not
offense.
I hoped that our expedition into the sewers would put a dent, a sizable enough dent, in the number of rats that it might cripple the spread of the plague. I will need assistance with your sciences, Merchant of Bones, in determining whether we've been at all effective. Surely 3 of those nasty things cannot have been easy to create. But if we're
Most
not
likely
effective,
Most likely not, considering the ritual that goes in just to creating a normal rat. Whether it grew into that size, I don't know. That's really why I wish I had something to study. But I do agree with you. We're going to have to go back.
very well.
Yes, before you had arrived, Merchant of Bones, I was just speaking to Irene about the potential of someone with better rapport with the Nosferatu requesting one such corpse. I'd asked on behalf of both of us to study.
Indeed. To be honest with you, I don't see why the Nosferatu want to help us if such things happened that evening. Johanna was our best chance.
I will
But
mend
if
the alliance
Irene
that has
can...
been broken.
Then I will not naysay. I will just simply hope that is the case. But when I gave the idea about going down in the sewers, I did not think we would stop it, but I did think it would hold a larger key, or some more information. And that's really what I was hoping for. When I saw the rats attack the prophet's quarters, and how deep those rats were, I knew there was no amount of damage the people in this room could do to quell them.
Our work is not done, that's all.
Far from it.
We knew it would not be. And if nothing else, this exercise has proven the immense courage of all involved. Most involved. We've found a few of our frailties, and shall proceed without them.
Well, honestly, it is only when one is pushed to the very limit and one sees one's frailties, one's limits, that one can push them away. It was a very good evening, all in all.
Oh man. Yes.
Well, let's hope if something like this should happen in the future, that we can muster the same cooperation again. I have to say, Johanna, it was quite the feat that you brought this many Canaanites together.
We are all united in inconvenience in this plague. Oh no. Yes, go on, sir.
You can talk. Talk.
Yeah.
Huh. Do I recognize the voice?
Remember that one time when your house was set on fire?
Oh yeah, I knew it.
No. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Yana's gonna sit back and wipe a hand across her brow. And this is gonna be her. Oh look, I'm suddenly so tired. Roll.
Oh,
Oh, a little knackered.
It's just 4 successes.
I swear I need to catch that. I can't. There's no way.
So, obligatory asking.
Oh, it's so close. God damn it.
I don't think so, Robbie.
Okay.
Because in this case, it's entirely her pretending to an emotion that she.
It's entirely manufactured, yeah.
What's that?
It's entirely manufactured.
Nelson, I'm gonna mute you. This is. Sorry, I can't hear anyone. Or I'm trying to mute you. Yes. Sorry, Nelson.
What did you say, Chris?
Nothing.
God damn it.
Who has all specs?
I do.
I think
I
everyone.
Me?
I do.
Nope.
Irene, you're fine, because you have the merit.
Oh God.
Oh no, there's not even poetry.
It's not even poetry.
Come on then, bully.
How about this? How about this?
I bite my thumb at you. I'll tickle your catastrophe.
Oh, Jesus.
That was really well spoken. I appreciate that. This is very witty. So Johanna is fine, according to everyone else in the room. Continue conversation for a little bit, and then I'll make it obvious.
Yana is not fine. She's tired. Everyone thinks she's tired. She looks abruptly. That was what she was working on, is to look tired.
It's the middle of the night.
Well, she's
Get out of here.
she's had a little bit of ag that she's been healing. So, boo. Sad.
Is there something I can get you, old friend?
No. I'm healing apace. I'm pleased to have seen so many friendly faces tonight.
So, Merchant of Bones, could I have a quick word
You may.
in private?
Of course.
Oh, choose it carefully if you only pick one.
Irene,
Mm.
Margot, at some later
Exactly.
time, I should very much like to hear what happened that I missed in the
Inshallah.
battle.
Yes.
I hope you'll come back to speak to me again.
I will, of course. It will be my pleasure.
Of course. Just Johanna. Irene will step aside to a different place or even just a hallway. Well, at least far enough out of reach for that fucking Auspex. This is not the first time her conversations have been overheard by someone trying to use Auspex.
but Auspex follows her, and
Your Auspex is fine, dear.
I mean, if you have also X5, it can follow her.
Fucking Merchant of Bones over here, like, you want to take this outside, Irene?
Oh my.
Get me outside. How about that?
I'll see you in the carriage lot.
yeah. So Merchant of Bones will simply follow her out, letting her
Margot bids,
lead to wherever.
Margot bids everyone a good evening as she leaves.
Irene will just, she doesn't really necessarily have the intention to leave permanently, but she just wants to say something that's on her mind, that's bothering her for quite some time. There's one person that she can absolutely not tell this to. I do not know you well yet, but as I said, I've heard your name being spoken with much praise, and you are of the Prince's clan.
This is true.
This anonymous source, it has shown me more. It's shown the 3 individuals that I described fighting on the grounds of the palace, the prince. And finally, the prince exiting its palace with an army of its own. Although there were no people behind the heavy-plated armor. Now, I am sure this might make some more sense to you.
Indeed it does.
The thing that bothers me is that there was one key figure that was slipping into the palace as these fights broke out. And this person did not seem to be on the side of the prince. She wore the vestments of a nun.
Do you know what she did?
All I know is that she went inside the palace. I couldn't see beyond the confrontation because we're a part of it. Fuck. Okay, she doesn't say fuck because I'm pretty sure, but she does do the, oh my god, what did I just say? Fuck.
I think I missed whatever that is, but okay.
Okay, cool. That is fine.
What did she say?
I have no idea. I feel like something went over my head too.
Great. Now on an out of character level, I don't mind sharing this with you. But if you did not, she kept talking as he keeps talking about an anonymous source, and then all of a sudden, but I saw this. It's like, no.
Oh. He says, "Go." Oh. Go on. Actually, You know what? Screw it. He's gonna manipulate sub to kind of hold hide that.
And I will manip sub as well to keep like my expression even after she realizes what a shitty mistake she made.
Is that manipulation subterfuge?
I mean, I could make it appear in subterfuge.
I'm talking about for me. I don't.
Oh, for you. I don't know.
I don't really do these roles that often. I usually give them to people. So, is it perception subterfuge?
What are you trying to do?
Hide that she said I see or I saw.
Yeah,
or
manipulation subterfuge.
Okay.
And I have 4 successes to hide my own stupidity, but I will P&E you. No, I don't see through your shit. Fuck. Damn, you won. So she kind of stops.
And he just kind of reaffirms it, like he takes his cane, kind of like adjusts it so it like stands before him, and he kind of brings both his hands to rest on top of the pommel, and he kind of just seems to like stand there casually. It's almost like it's a practice move, maybe one he's kind of done all his life. Like, you know how some people who have canes and stuff, or just they just do anything, it kind of just racks into like a normal position for them. Like, it's kind of like that same thing for him.
All I'm saying is that if they may be watching, and if there may be people that they are watching too, it might be the person giving out these warnings that we might have to worry about. As she kind of gestures towards the room.
Mm-hmm.
I have great respect for Sister Johanna, but she might be their pawn without her knowledge.
That's a very good point, and one I will take into consideration going forward. And I do appreciate you coming forth with this information to me. As you said, you did not know me, but I do appreciate the fact that you did open up to me based on things that you have heard. And it proves that I have done some good here and garnered some respect, so I'll try to keep that in turn.
Thank you, sir.
Though, if you do come across more of this information, will you please come to me?
I will do my best.
And he simply just gives a small bow. That's all one can ask for. Shall we return? Or
Of course.
did you have more?
No.
And yeah, he will simply kind of like step aside for her and let her re-enter.
Entering.
And
Hello.
oh my, what a scene that you return to.
Oh no.
Dun dun dun.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look like
just-
Bully's tickling some chaos here, or catastrophe, or whatever.
Tickling our catastrophe.
Can everyone roll me all specs?
I don't have aspects.
You just roll me a
Just pure
perception.
aspects or with something?
Nope, just pure specs.
Do wound penalties apply?
Irene, you just roll me a
Yeah.
perception awareness.
Check.
So we just roll our dots at Auspex?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Difficulty
Will one be
is
permitted to use a willpower?
no.
Oh my fucking god! I see all.
What's
You
the
do.
difficulty?
For it's difficulty 8.
And I still
Have
have
a
4
success.
fucking successes.
And
Hang
no
on,
wound
my,
penalties apply? Chris,
Mm-hmm.
do wound penalties apply?
No.
Okay. Nope.
Good.
Hey, one second, my Discord is acting up. Sorry.
Actually, was a div 8 for me as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, you got 4 successes.
Yeah, it's still fucking insane. Like, wow.
I have to do it on my phone. Sorry.
No problem.
Fuck, man! I really wanted to pass that one.
Oh.
It's okay, you can't botch it either. Yeah, you know, there is no such thing as a bot for this roll. So So for those that failed, you have been noticing the sort of growing smell, like that kind of tinny, like metallic smell. The air's become a little bit stuffy in the room. It's got a bit heated, humid. After all, you can kind of just hear a dripping sound. You just kind of look up. And you can see the source of the smell. There's just small little drops of blood seem to be dropping from the ceiling and pooling into the center of the room. But they're completely formless, and when they hit the ground, they just sizzle, steam, and just ash away. What you can tell is that the blood smells very thick. Those with Canite Law 3 would recognize that symbolizes a canine of low generation. It smells like of vitae of a powerful canine. Those with 1 success. Rather than the blood just kind of ashing away, the ash spreads out into something that can be into something legible, thinly, barely, but legible, and the ash, still cindering, still smouldering, sorry, just spells out the words, or the word tomorrow. Those with 3 successes, because I don't think anyone got 2.
I did.
Oh, you only got 2. Sorry, I got 3. Oh well.
I mean, I'll take the 3.
Can I have the one that he didn't have? Can I have that one?
Oh God, you people.
Unless 10s count for some reason. Less twice, but you know.
Oh God. I don't have a specialty in visions, luckily, yet.
Those with 2 successes, the word tomorrow, instead of just going out as it smolders, actually begins to glow brighter and will kind of flare up as if returning to its source. But instead of going up in smoke, it smells closer to rot and death, and you notice the walls of the room are actually decaying. And that the pictures in the room are bleeding. Any figures, humans in them, look old or dying or dead. And now we come to the person with 4 successes.
Hi.
You see all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of seeing the bleeding figures of corpses on the pictures, because obviously this is Toreador's home, it would not be a Toreador's home without framed works of art, surely. You You see something else. You actually see the centerpieces of these portraits replaced by people, as in they just walk into the portrait and seem to just take the place of the of who was supposed to be there.
Okay.
You see actually, more importantly, they don't walk onto the frame per se. Rather, their form kind of like is painted on. And then they begin to move within the frame.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you see this figure. Just sitting down.
Oh, gee, it's him again. Huh.
Sitting as if he's there for a portrait, smiling straight into the room.
Is he looking at someone particular, or is he just looking through the room?
No, he's looking to the opposite side of the room.
Okay. What's on the opposite side of the room?
That's a portrait of the prince.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't recognize the prince.
Robbie's gonna
I
get us.
think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you
I
don't. No.
I think he more accurately
No.
looks like this.
Don't,
Okay, you almost made me pee my fucking pants right now.
there you go. The
Okay.
prince's form. Well, the prince in his portrait is a hanged man without eyes. Just eye sockets and
Huh.
dust and stillness. Whereas the portrait of the other, portrait of the so-called tactician, as you've come to call him, is kind of fresh. His portrait is falling apart. It is old. It is dusty. It is slowly rotting away. Dusting away. There's another. A rather benevolent, heavenly-looking figure with gold hair, bright eyes, very pale. The environment she is in is quite grey, but it's hard to see most of her environment because what's behind her is some sort of gargantuan thing.
Yeah.
It just looms over her.
That
Fuck
looks
this shit out.
That's quite Looks quite blood-starved, if you asked me.
Not like I didn't warn you guys.
Her eyes are closed and she's looking down. As if in deep thought, there is a look of resentment on her face. And then opposite her is a different figure.
Wearing a hat.
This figure, however, this picture frame is animated.
Oh, great.
When everyone takes their positions, this one does not sit still. In fact, it seems to kind of come out of a frame
Oh no.
a sort of mass of eyes and tendrils, really. There is no real humanoid form there.
I don't remember that figure, do I?
No,
No. No. Someone took it out of my fucking brain!
but it seems to look at you. Like as if it's aware of you looking at it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're going full mock now. As Irene is looking between the different pictures, and then as that one seems to actually look at her, she will walk up to it. She'll actually ask, "Can you see me?"
Madeline is
As you begin to
rising and
like,
just looking at her.
as you don't, it's literally like it's a painting of something like not really noteworthy. But what's important is that as you walk up to it, its eyes narrow at you, but you actually hear something off to your side, kind of in the corner of the room.
Okay.
You hear scratching and a brush against paper.
Her eyes snap over to the corner.
You kind of see a long trail of hair just by your feet. It's silver. It's white. It's like not snow white. It's more like closer to metal threads of silver.
Okay, she'll bend to pick it up.
Leads all the way up to the corner of the room. There's like a small end table with very stereotypical painting tools. You kind of see a hand dip in the brush and seem to be painting on something. And seems to be adding another animated picture to the room. And just briefly look at you.
Okay, do I recognize that at all?
No.
Okay.
She just smiles at you.
Are you responsible for all of this?
Shakes her head.
And what are you doing?
She just taps the side of her canvas. Everyone hears like a tapping sound, briefly, for one moment.
Johan's looking a little distraught right now.
With his keen eye. Yeah, I'll just gonna start focusing on Irene now and the source of the noise.
The source of the noise is in the corner of the room where Irene is looking and talking to nothing.
If it's a corner of the room, she's probably talking to one of the looms.
I'm not even joking. That's what it looks like.
I mean, looking at the looms, are you responsible for this?
Yeah, to everyone else, it looks like she's talking to a loom. But no, the figure just shakes their head.
What's your name?
Just taps the canvas again. And then taps the paintbrush.
The painter.
Head bubbles as if to say close enough.
Where can I find you?
puts a finger to her lips. She gets back to painting.
Sorry?
Gets back to painting. Seems to be painting something else.
Okay, what is he painting?
She moves at remarkable speed when it comes to painting. Like, it's actually kind of hard to keep track of her movements. Not in a sense that she's fast, but it's the fact that it's fast with a sense of style and grace. As in, like, her movements couldn't possibly cover how much she's actually painting. Like, it's not logical. Art just kind of seems to spring from where she brushes, even remotely close to. But,
What you mean?
what, she stops, but the painting is incomplete.
Okay. Can I make up anything on it?
No, she gets a little bit annoyed. And she looks rather angrily towards the other paintings, particularly the animated one, and looks a little bit sad.
Are you here to help us?
She doesn't answer her, she just gives you a fairly flat face and just kind of points to the other frames. And the paint just kind of leaps off the frames and joins this much larger canvas. It's closer to a story than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see in the canvas, like, all the events leading up to this point.
Are you like a bookkeeper?
She ignores you as she keeps painting.
And when she looks at the other frames, like all of them, are they just empty now, or have they returned to their normal state?
Oh
Or
yeah, they're completely empty.
completely empty? Check. And yeah, she'll just watch the painting coming along further.
It ends with that vision you had last time.
Okay, check.
But the image is more clear in who exactly is slipping into the palace, and it's quite obvious who that is.
And it's Johanna.
She keeps painting, but it's a bit murky past this point, and she kind of just erases it with her hand. As in, she just runs her hand on it, and it just turns to white again. And she seems to be at a loss for a moment.
Can I make an occult roll to kind of interpret if she's trying to show me something, and if so, what?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
She doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you. She, and something kind of springs into her mind. She kind of like raises a finger to herself. And she continues on a little bit further. It's symbolic of a great, it's all highly metaphorical and symbolic and kind of wrapped in romanticism. But The city literally has progressed from one of life to death to now destruction to an extent. There's fire. There's some sort of large creature looming in the background. A feminine figure. Something gets torn out of the large looming creature. At the end of the painting, the thing that's torn out seems to be mixed of many more things. You actually see something else. If you make me a perception occult roll. Or intelligence occult.
Same roll. Yes.
Several noteworthy things on here. It all seems to culminate as certain, like it's all split up into images. Like it's not a coherent image of the city. It's not like a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to date back a while because it has an image that seems to depict Ulrich in a position of power. But all the way at the left side. But as you get off to the right, you see things being torn from different.
What's that noise?
Different individuals or figures. You don't recognize any of them, but something of importance is removed from them. One of them is just held within a glass. But they all seem to coalesce and mix together in the right side of the image, which just has a close-up of a pedestal and what appears to be some sort of glowing, mottled orb that has 6 hands, a black tendril, a sword striking out at them, in fact many, attempting to pierce them, but they'll just continue to reach. Instead, she finishes. And she just decides to, she kind of begins admiring her work for a moment, just kind of analysing it, seeing if there's anything that can be done. And she takes it and walks out the room.
I mean, Irene is pretty set on following that.
As she walks right through you, when you turn around, everything you've seen is gone. The only difference is that this is something everyone notices. When they're kind of done staring at Irene and at each other, when they actually look up back to the images, they're all blank. It's just white. It's like it's just paper, it's a blank canvas.
All my paintings?
Yeah, they're all gone. It's all just blank.
Marco's gonna be so mad.
Take a rage.
But they're all blank, there's nothing there.
Madeline just looks to Irene, and she will just say, well, we have to get back to Timran, I suppose. And she doesn't seem to say or imply that there's much of a question. She just says, like, we're going right now, right?
Absolutely
quickly.
not. What has just happened in my house?
Apparently, she just looks over to Joanna. You have some sort of arrangement you must do tomorrow.
Wait, what? How does Madeline know that?
I had one success. She saw that it said tomorrow.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily relate to Johanna. You don't know who it
Oh,
relates to.
that's true. That is actually correct, all of you.
You know that's something
Yeah,
is happening
she would
tomorrow.
she would answer with, well, apparently something is supposed to happen or is likely to happen tomorrow. I do not
What?
see the big reason for it to be written on, well, on your floor in blood, but
What are you talking about?
I suppose I am not the only one who saw that. She looks
I'll
around.
lay credence to Sister Madeline's words. I saw it too. There is blood dripping from the ceiling, and the blood falls into the ground. It sizzles, but it ashes and spells out tomorrow.
She flinches when they say tomorrow.
Indeed.
Is the blood still there, Chris?
Nah, it's all gone.
Fuck.
As if
Is
it were never
there-
there at all.
Does this mean anything to anyone? She looks at Joanna as she flinches. So just look at her. Is it okay if, like, did you flinch?
She did. She flinched when he said tomorrow. And you can roll peony if you want.
Yeah. That's 2 successes?
She is visibly upset and just as bewildered as could possibly be. She is so confused right now.
Welcome to my life.
Is there something significant to you about tomorrow? Is it a special day or anything for you?
No. She's going to say, I'm going to roll for it. This is not the whole truth. It's only part of the truth. I meant to go see the Cappadocians tomorrow. Sorry, the Cappadocians. I meant to go see the Nosferatu tomorrow.
Damn it.
Madeline will use Auspex 2, which is perception empathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or perception. Wow, okay. Well, that's actually only 2 successes.
What's
What
the
is-
difference on perception?
Level of Auspex.
Oh, yeah, well then it's actually 5 successes. Wow, okay.
What's
Okay.
the diff on our perception?
It's 8 minus your dots and Auspex.
Okay. Buddy.
Remind me what 3 gets you. I know 5 gets you basically everything.
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Sorry, 1 second.
I think main color and underlying color or something like that.
So 3 is color patterns. Okay. Let's see. Aldrich, you get that her aura is just a vibrant red and orange in mottled shifting colors. Like the two of them are just like shifting back and forth very quickly, as though she's
Red
very
and orange?
confused. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Madeline, you see that, but you also see strands of brown and fate strands of light green. Yeah.
Madeline just stares a bit at her. She nods her head. Just looks to Irene again. For a moment, she just seems to consider both of them. And everyone else in the room. And she will just...
What is in my house? Who is in my house?
I'm not certain. But if you require aid, perhaps tomorrow, who would know? I will assist you, if possible, if you would have it. If you do not wish to procure my assistance, I will not be able to help you.
Irene?
Yes.
Who is in my house? I've brought you every answer I could without asking questions. Now it drips from my ceiling, and I cannot see.
Johanna. Who do you trust? Absolutely.
She stabs a hand towards Aldrich. And then another hand towards Madeline.
Go with either of them. Whichever you prefer. And please, for one night, please just take yourself.
I don't believe that will be necessary. I should wish to stay. He keeps his eyes on Johanna for a second.
Please. I'm not asking this lightly. Please. Whatever boon you wish of me. And I think Irene is actually gonna go on her knees in front of Johanna.
Get up.
Johanna, please. I've never been more serious.
Get
Please.
up. I believe you, child.
She'll get up. I know I don't understand everything I just saw. But I fear you have a role to play in it. And if tomorrow those words are any indication, then I would beg of you to not be available to them tomorrow. As said, I will pay any boon.
Her face is just leaden. Be available to who?
Them. All of them.
Them. Irene.
Please, Johanna. Do you trust me? Have I ever given you a reason not to doubt my words? Have I ever been insincere to you?
She actually doesn't answer. She's just kind of staring past Irene with a leaden expression. Her aura has gone almost completely red.
Irene will look at Madeline. Madeline, please. Help me.
I will. She looks
Sure.
to the merchant.
That's exactly where Irene's gaze is going next.
You saw it as well. Irene, apparently. I would say that you saw quite a lot of other things with your questions.
I saw a good portion, though I don't believe I saw as much as Irene has. Though what I did see, as much as you did, does draw some concern. Although, a man such as myself would not shy away from such things. How else would she know what she's dealing with or what this is without facing it?
We know what she's dealing with. We know what we're dealing with.
You speak of the tactician.
There was the three of them, but there was also another form. Human-shaped black tentacles.
And tell me then, what is Johanna's role in all of this?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know that she... And she looks at Johanna, and I know they're using her against the prince.
No.
Yes. Please, Johanna, trust me. I know you do not want that. That's why I'm asking this of you.
Is there anything that you are not telling us, Joanna? And again, I will look at her quite intently as I ask her that.
You, are you using the Read the Soul again?
Yes.
Okay, because a simple peony is not necessary. She's going to say straight up, sounding extremely distracted, yes. As in, yes, there is something I'm not telling you.
So, may I interrupt?
Mm-hmm.
For a moment of thematic dramaticism?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, you probably go ahead and say the thing first. Otherwise, it's gonna make me look horrible. Go ahead.
No, she doesn't say what she's not telling them. She's,
remains silent for...
She just says, yes, there's something I'm not telling you. And her aura is back to red and orange. The bitterness is gone. Ah, no, the bitterness is still there.
Oh no.
And all of it is just desperately confused.
I wish to know what exactly you are afraid of.
Blood in my house. Being used. Without my knowledge.
I think Irene is seriously gonna break off a part of the loom right now to
You know, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah. Oh, okay, let's do this together then.
No, if I may,
Just go for a chair. Does it have to be a loom? Why is everything the worst thing?
Oh, of course Thorvald would come back. Fuck you. God damn it.
Welcome back, Alex.
Welcome back.
It's okay, you might need him.
I'm not sleeping, so I thought I might as well come back.
You're gonna come back just in time for Aldrich to rip a chair leg off of a chair
What the
And-
fuck has happened?
and
Oh,
stab
A
Johanna.
lot. Let's just say a lot has happened.
Yeah.
So
I
what's
think
happening?
Irene is gonna do the same.
Could you like that's
You
what I
can
was
go
gonna
first.
interrupt with. Can I thank you.
You can go first, sure, but this has been going through my mind for quite some time already, but go ahead.
I as well. I'd like to do something this.
Yeah,
Should
I
we roll
understand.
initiative then?
Thank you.
Now let Robbie go first. I'm cool with that.
Let's just roll initiative just to have it done.
I think we've conceded.
I guess I'm rolling initiative. Lol.
We
Oh
really have
no.
to. Come on, man.
Oh no.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
you can take the surprise round as far as I'm concerned.
I also have to roll for the dog.
Wow.
Is Chris still here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I blame him mostly.
Oh no, Robbie.
My
Chris?
modifier is higher.
Yeah, you go first. But I think it's incredibly funny that we end up at the same initiative.
Chris?
Thanks.
I need to know what my dog's initiative.
Pardon? Pardon?
What I need to know a Gould dog. What would its initiative be? Like
What's
it's
the level of the ghoul?
level 1, I believe.
Okay, so it has +5.
Okay, thanks.
Do wound penalties apply to initiative? I'm sorry, Chris.
No.
I'm not very good at things. Okay. Excuse me.
That chat phone, that Google chat.
As without like the conversation has been going on and Johanna is going to cry. Completely unrelated to all of the conversation that has just occurred. She just cries, "No, stop."
Speak then, Johanna.
Oh. You rolled a 1d0. Oh, Christopher, I'm about to make you do the worst thing, Christopher. Oh God.
I think I have the highest initiative.
What's the what's the dog at? 14.
But I do believe that there will be a surprise thing before initiative starts, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so here's the initiative order. Yeah.
I have a 13.
It's between
Oh,
How
I'm
far away
sorry.
was
I'm
Thorvald
sorry. I
when
forgot
all
you.
this happened?
I don't know.
Johanna's going to God. Um. She's going to say quite clearly into the air, then if they die, they die, and she's going to turn like she's going to leave the room. She just turns and tries to walk out.
The fuck is happening?
So if Aldrich gets a surprise round.
Is everyone allowing it?
I think so, because we're all waiting for you. Go, do your
It's
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a wave of his hand, if she's running off, Aldrich is going to activate invisible chains of binding.
Say it again. You got
Uh,
sorry.
am I still robot-y?
No,
Good.
you're good.
With the wave of his hand, Aldrich will activate invisible chains of binding. If she's running away.
Okay.
Do you need me to roll it, Chris? It says all you have to do is wave your hand.
You
But-
still need to roll the ritual.
Sure. You see here, it is. Pool of 9. What diff is? Hang on, let me look at the ritual itself. I apologize. So it is diff 7. That's just all it takes. And invisible chains of binding says I get a number of targets equal to the caster's occult rating. Is Thorvald in sight, or how far away did he go after he left?
He's gone somewhere and come back, so he's probably gonna take his first turn running down the corridor.
Why did he come back?
I'll explain when I get into the scene.
Excellent. In that case, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can.
I don't know what the distance is, so I don't know. I'm probably too far away for you to chain me.
I can pretty much confirm that, but yeah, he'll activate his chains on everyone in the room.
Christopher, what is but Dinally?
God damn it. Oh well.
Everyone in the room. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Actually, hang on. I apologize. It is. I can't get everyone in the room. Everyone but the Merchant of Bones. Actually, no, he can, because there's 4 people in the room aside from himself, so that'll be everybody. And yeah, just for everyone's notice, because it's quiet and everyone hates me again. Invisible
No.
chains will
No.
lock on your
You're
limbs.
roboting.
Oh, Oh, it's much better. Let me fix that. One second, I apologize. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I have enough to get everybody in the room. And you will, for everyone. Huh?
It went back. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, give me 1 second to try again. I apologize.
It's okay.
How's this? Is this any better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, everyone will feel on their arms and legs, just chains, grab them and hold them into place. It requires, mechanically, it requires a 2 successes within 1 turn on a strength plus potence, if any, roll, difficulty 8, to break out of the chains.
I'm sorry, strength plus
And
what? Plus potence?
Just
just
strength.
strength plus potence, difficulty 8. And Aldrich is going to shout, everyone explain yourselves immediately! I've had enough of these games!
In the distance, there's a very loud, aggressive barking.
Madeline is spending blood.
Yeah. I'm afraid Irene is going to spend blood as well.
I will roll to get out of the chains.
Can we not explain or talk? Okay.
I actually
And
don't.
I kill stuff.
I think Irene did her best to explain. She doesn't understand half of it herself.
Johanna's going to say quietly, enough games. I think you should all leave. There's a danger here.
Aldrich looks around, and if he gets any manner of confirmation, he will let the chains go. Which does not require a P&E roll. It's kind of on his face.
Merchant of Bones just has this most wonderful smile under his face, and he seems rather lighthearted. Of course I will
Aldrich,
go.
Aldrich lets him go first.
He kind
Johanna
of
starts to laugh.
preens himself a little bit, dusts himself off, and he will turn and leave.
Good evening, Merchant.
We're not in initiative then.
So, sorry, Johanna's laughing. So she just starts to laugh about, for no apparent reason. The aura around her starts to feel dangerous, and as Merchant of Bones leaves, she says, "Good evening, good merchant."
And he just turns and looks at her. Doesn't say anything. And closes the door behind him.
Chris, I actually reminded myself of something just now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain crucifix.
Hmm.
Kind of wondering how that might affect Johanna or not. Just saying. Or whatever is talking with her.
Are we in initiative or not? I'm confused now.
We're not.
Okay. In which case, Thorvald appears from down the corridor. The dog sort of precedes him and is in the room, like barking. He looks. He's heard raised voices, so he enters the room in somewhat of a state of alarm.
Aldrich has two Lysambra in chains.
Are they? Can I see the chains, or are they invisible?
They are invisible.
So I don't know that they're chained.
No, ma'am. Or, sir.
Is Joanna chained as well?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I never said I released Johanna.
Good.
Thorvald
She's
stands up.
standing quite still.
He looks at Madeline as if looking for
Just
an
turns her head and just stay for the moment. And she looks around. Chris, quick question. That dangerous aura, does that remind me of anything?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
The dog is sort of bared down in sort of an attack position. It looks sort of.
There is something here. That is, there's not only you, is it, Joanna? We cannot
You're
sense it, no?
You're correct.
Keep speaking,
You're in
Madeline. Sorry. Good.
very grave danger.
Does it want something from you? Whatever it is.
Yes.
Don't give it.
Madeline is actually, like, slightly beginning to look afraid. This is probably the first time people have seen Madeline look like afraid. She begins to get some wrinkles on her face as she just.
Aldrich
Johanna.
will raise his voice at Madeline, as she clearly knows something. Speak!
I do not know what it is, but I am quite certain that there is a chance it might not be one of our kind.
Johanna, please.
Could you release me from these bindings, please?
If the world gets destroyed, what does anything matter?
I will not damn this city or my own soul. I have sworn it.
And please listen to me. Please do as I ask you. I would never ask something of you like this. You know that.
Aldrich looks quite fervently at fervently might not be the right word, but nervously at Madeline. Does I don't know, does she still have a scared look on her face?
She looks somewhat, well, quite concerned, but she is, weirdly enough, she doesn't seem to care. Like, her attention seems completely fixed on Joanna at this point. She does not seem to, like, she's staring very intently at Joanna. She's not paying really any attention to you, it seems. Trying to see if she can gauge something from her face. Doesn't seem to be the case, but
Is staring at the door, and her entire aura has gone vivid green.
I feel. God damn it.
Hang on a second. Hang on 1 second. Sorry.
Fine.
Sorry, I'm holding.
Aldrich is gonna. Fuck. In a. He's gonna let them all go.
And maybe to his surprise, Madeline just seems to stand there. She doesn't seem to like suddenly spring into action because you do that. She's still just staring very intently.
I'm just gonna do what I already prepared to do, spending that blood point, which I told before I was gonna spend. And there are 2 tentacles summoning next to Johanna. Well, actually, no. She would place them at the door.
Thorwald looks at the tentacles because he's not sure whether they've come from Madeline or Levine.
Madeline, if I am fearing what happened, I am truly sorry.
If this is a ruse, I will see your head on a spike and your ashes pissed on. You have my word. My word is bond.
Sorry.
Who's he
Is he
talking
so
to?
Sorry.
Madeline.
Yeah. Thorwald crosses the room and gets pretty square up to Roderick's face.
Awesome.
No.
Madeline will just say, "Not now, Thorvald." And she just seems to point at Joanna, like she's indicating this is where our attention need to be.
And with all that talking, I'd say there's enough time passed to get my tentacles active.
Yes.
They're gonna grapple Johanna, both of them. I'm so sorry. Out of character and in character, I am so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm more worried about what's going to happen because I
Yeah,
have
me
a
too.
fairly good idea what's going to
Me
happen.
too. But like I said, Courage 5, I really feel she needs to do something. It's... Please all just leave the fucking room. Except Johanna. Just need to see what I need to
she'll let
roll
you
for
go.
mine.
She doesn't fight the tentacles. She just stands there.
That's fine. Then she's
You may
grappled.
all go.
You don't do that.
Oh,
What?
fuck. Here we go.
These people just go. Aldrich did actually break that chair, right?
I want to.
Can you make me a willpower roll, Crit?
Who?
Can you, Hana?
Oh, yes. Permanent or temporary?
Permanent.
Okay.
And for
sorry. Well, that wound penalties don't apply. Well, that was a good roll.
That was extremely good roll. I don't know how. Shit.
I did want to say for Saskia, while I was leaning in that direction, I didn't declare it, so I'm going to say, in the essence of fairness, no.
then Irene is gonna do that. Gonna break off a foot of the chair, part of the chair, you know.
Johanna, you feel like your heart, like kind of exploded in your chest, but nothing happens. You don't it's feel like you feel like your chest burst, not your heart specifically. Like you can feel it all over your torso.
Okay. She gasps and jerks.
What's going on?
You may think the devil of me, but this is not my work. Some other force is taking over my greatest friend. In this
It's not
world and the next.
taking me over. It's distracting me a great deal. I think you should all leave.
Well, and leave you in the hands of this, whatever this is.
Can I try and stake Johanna?
Oh,
Like, if anyone wants to stop me at some point, please feel
Madeline
free to do
just,
so. But
Madeline will just say, "Everyone, relax." She will walk very slowly over to Irene, take the stake from her, and she will just say, "Everyone, remain very calm."
Madeline, you know I would never act like this against
It's
my
too late.
elders. You know I would never do this.
Go.
Please, let me do this.
Go.
I believe her when she says it's too late.
Go.
If I tell you
And Madeline, as she's
not
walking
gonna run.
towards her, very slowly and calmly, she is going to take the stake, and she's going to try to stake Joanna.
could I keep Johanna in the willpower check?
Make a what? Okay.
Because
That's my dice.
I got more potence. I mean, that's
Fair enough.
honestly, that's my reason. That's like
2 successes.
God, we're still screwed.
Oh.
Something's gonna happen.
Oh boy. Oh God.
don't think I don't hit her because that she's restrained by the fact that she's restrained, does that reduce the difficulty?
No, she's not gonna be.
Oh
No.
Ah, shit.
My tentacles.
Oh, this is before I do anything. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot.
Yeah.
I tried. Oh well.
Yeah, we should have gone with that, but oh well.
Okay, so I shall be. Let's see.
I love all of you, and I'm so sorry.
I have no idea what's happening, but I feel like I'm going to be really upset very soon.
So we'll automate. So Johanna immediately breaks out of the tendrils.
Oh, Christ.
Literally just tears them off like their base, as if they were. Well, it's kind of hard to describe. As it's kind of just like it's like someone of potence ripping a tree off out of its roots. It's kind of like it's like literally pulling a weed up by its roots, or it's by the stem and pulling up by the roots. Sorry.
Keep in mind that she is currently wounded. Just
Yeah.
something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's not going to affect these rolls. Okay, that's interesting.
The live link is in the chat, by the way.
Thank you. successes. Oh my god, you guys, run!
That is. So Madeline, as you try and stake Johanna, she tears off your tendrils and punches you in the chest. Please soak me 11 bashing damage.
Come again?
It's bashing. Oh God, good lord. Attack there.
Can I spend to increase my stamina?
It's reflexive, so yeah.
Because I'm gonna need that.
Oh yeah.
Remember when I thought the Nosferatu were my
I soak 3 of them.
So it goes down to 8. It's then halved after soaks. You take 4 bashing. You go flying outside the building. Probably about, let's see.
Whoa!
You can throw someone like a good, like with potence 5. You can
just need a little bit of potence, then you'll be flying.
Yeah, it's like you can throw someone like almost maybe even a mile with potence 5. It's like just a standard person.
Oh no, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
guessing this is Omar's Shop 2.0, but that's a wild guess from my side.
How many fucking warnings I gave you guys?
Yeah, I should just have done it, but oh well, we're stupid, so.
I mean, we'll talk about it.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, Johanna goes flies through a wall, up the roof, and you kind of lose sight of her.
Oh,
she kind of
Jesus!
Flies through the fucking air.
Yes.
Madeleine will be able to spend a turn in the sky because she's going to be in flight for over 10 seconds. So she can try and mitigate the
she's
damage.
taking me with her?
Oh no, you've just been punched into the air.
You said Johanna, not Madeline.
Yeah.
I think you meant that Madeline is the one flying.
Oh fuck! Now she's loose. Oh, of course. Great.
Madeleine, you're in the sky.
Yeah, Madeline spends 3 blood points to. Well, where am I flying exactly?
Away.
Yeah, thanks. Is it overcrowded? Well, I won't be able to see that.
I mean, it's dark and people will notice the fact that someone's house just got blown up and it's the same fucking house where all this shit keeps happening.
Yeah, Madeline is going to turn into Shadow as she flies, as to not get fucking bushwhacked with the ground when she eventually lands.
Smart. You fly away in shadow form. There's still a bunch more people in this room. Oh joy! Whose turn is it? Because Johanna more or less hijacked initiative there.
Johanna isn't flying away?
Johanna is not flying away now.
Okay, I thought it was Johanna just saying, I'm returning to my home planet, but okay.
No, you're returning to your home planet.
Yeah, I am gone.
So, wait, Johanna hasn't moved?
No, she just punched me into the fucking orbit, but yeah. Or close to it.
Yeah. Johanna just punched Madeleine literally completely through the roof of the building, and you can't see her anymore. She looks like she's probably gone a very long way away.
Tell me if I can ever rejoin combat.
Probably like a full minute at least. You went fucking far.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Very quickly.
You're like, look, I can see Timuran from here.
You can. The birds say hi. Actually, they just fly away from you because you don't have animalism. You're just scary and creepy. But back to the ground. Johanna, consider yourself to be at top of initiative.
Okay.
Your turn.
It's my turn.
That's Forvold's turn. Johanna, you'll be taking an additional action. After, like a celerity action.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to run away because that seems
wise. It seems wise.
Seems very wise.
Run away. She's punching Alan real well. Broken hands.
Thorvald's going to. Is the hole in the ceiling or is it in the wall?
Ceiling.
Right. Thorvald's going to Johanna's in the door. So he's gonna have to go past her to get away from her.
There might be a window.
No, there's no window.
Ah, crack.
Thorwald puts one blood into stamina and backs up considerably. That's what he's doing.
Your turn, Aldrich.
Aldrich is going to pump a blood into stamina and frown with every old person line in his face. He's going to frown. He's going to look at it.
Tedious.
Sorry, what was that, Chris?
How remarkably tedious.
He's going to look over to Irene and say, "There's nothing we can do at this point. Whatever action will be upheld is going to happen. Can only be around to clean up the ashes. We must go." And then he's going to look back at Johanna with all of his frowns and just say, "Old friend, if you're in there, I'd wished it hadn't come to this."
As a free action, can she say, "Please go quickly"?
Roll me willpower.
Yes. Two successes.
Oh.
Okay.
Bad Johanna wants to tear apart Aldrich. Oh no.
Oh no, Aldrich.
Aldrich, what has he done? Like, he's literally not done a thing.
Yeah, like everyone
He's
is looking at him
Premier.
the most.
Everyone
is looking.
Premiere, and it's not not like supernatural race. Like everyone hates him. Trust me.
Part of me
Aw.
can't wait for him to die on that alone.
Oh no.
No.
Let me
The whole
preface
life of this character has been so sad.
Let me preface this by saying, it doesn't matter what you've done. It just matters that you're in the room. GG Marie.
Is that okay, so she's down at the bottom. I'm gonna I think I said before he puts a point into stamina. And I'm gonna set her on fire. Yep.
Why did I come back for this?
I just wanted to blind her so you guys could run past her, but jeez, okay.
I mean, now's y'all's moment to run. I'm gonna do it at 4 dots, so it's difficulty 7. It's gonna be difficulty 7 to soak. And I get 3 successes.
Okay, so how much damage does Lure of Flames?
I believe it's at the 4th dot it's 2. I could be wrong. Please feel free
I
to.
think it's 2. I think you're right. Let me just double check.
Please.
Difficulty to soak 7, 2 levels of ag damage a turn.
Actually, based on the side chat, anyone that begs him, that doubted him, will not get teleported.
So it soaks.
Oh, well, fuck.
I soaked. Shit.
Is she still on fire at least?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because it's 2 per turn, just constantly. Quick question before the turn shifts. If I do that again, is it an additional 2 per turn or no? Does it stack? Oh shit, am I robot-y?
No.
No.
I'm double checking. Wow, wait, so to hurl the fire at a target in combat, roll 7 plus alertness.
Yeah, I remember you saying you house ruled that because 2 rolls is nonsensical.
Yeah, because it was like it's way too. It would be garbage.
Yeah.
Like her being on fire won't stack indefinitely, or just stack once. And once you know her, like every flammable object on her has burnt out, then you know that damage goes away.
Okay.
That fire will also, like when it catches, like her clothes catch flame and stuff, that will also be outside the control of your power.
Slightly in control?
No, out of control. Yeah. A specific point made by the power is that you only control the fire that you summon from yourself. So any flame, so let's say like you cause like a fireball to catch on fire, the fire that was set on fire by your own will not be in your control. It's considered a separate natural fire.
Mm-hmm.
So you can control all of your conjured flame, but not the stuff that actually catches fire from it.
Okay. Aldrich, again, before he did this, made a point to tell other people, especially the reckless ones, to leave. Especially the reckless ones named Saskia. he explicitly looked at Irene. You can rewatch this. He explicitly looked at Irene.
Oh no, you make it even harder for me.
Please let me be a martyr.
Ah, God, no.
I get one thing in the whole life of this character. I would like to be a martyr.
Oh no. The guilt.
Friendship
God.
is
It is Irene's turn, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
You have been begged both in and out of character.
I mean, I did the same to you guys, and did you listen? No.
That is also fair.
Okay, I do have one question though. Did Madeline drop the stake?
Let's assume she did, because let's just be honest. Madeline wasn't seeing that coming.
Madeline entered the sky, so the stake is probably on the floor somewhere.
Okay, then can I, and this will be my one thing, and I will do the least heroic thing, or stupid thing, I should say, that I have in mind, because there are several. Can I run, because I have to go past her anyway, Can
Yeah,
I run and
You
attempt
actually-
to stake her?
You actually don't.
You actually don't at all.
I mean, she was standing in the doorway. She's on fire. She's still in the doorway. There are no windows.
The doorway
Yeah.
is actually behind Aldrich, and she is further in the
Cereal?
room. Super cereal.
Yeah.
Kellogg's.
Wow.
Frosties. Chicken.
Aw.
Cocoa Pops.
Frosted
It's
Flakes.
one tiny thing, but fine.
Cheerios.
For one time, I will do the wise thing, and I will hate myself for it forever and ever and ever.
If you're ever in America, I kiss you.
Uh, just make good on that promise when I get there.
No, no tongue.
Oh,
That's
now
my
you're
one
just
rule.
being mean.
My
You're
one
just
rule.
being mean.
It's okay. I just punch you.
Fine.
Okay, come on, let's go, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Irene will go. She'll look. Yeah, she's not looking very happy. Courage 5 is screaming at her to stay and help out, but
Courage
She'll
5
go.
just enables you to stick around when everybody else wants to run away. It doesn't
Yeah!
compel you to stay.
Courage 5
Dog.
at this point tells me that I want to help because Irene wants to help.
No, that's
She has a
conscience.
certain, yeah, that's a certain
Courage is your capacity to-
demeanor.
It's
going.
dog.
Keep going.
I go. It's dog. Sorry, you guys have D&D.
What does Doggo do?
Doggo does nothing for the moment.
Okay, Madeline. Welcome to the clouds.
Yeah, I know. She will try to get back as best she can.
Okay. It'll take
But-
you a few turns, but yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Merchant of Bones, you got a bad leg. Not really helpful right now.
Why you gotta bring it up? Gosh. Actually, since he's just like outside the door, like he's just gonna open it, pop his head in, and then use rigor mortis on her.
Just imagine this beak coming around the.
Oh,
So
Just
Toasty!
spend a willpower point and intelligence medicine. So 1, 2, 3. So, oh, you're a canite, so you take a -3 to all physical actions for 3 turns.
What are you doing, sorry?
Rigor mortis.
Yep, that's fine.
getting torn apart by her own coterie.
Feels
I
good.
mean, it'd probably be best to stake her then. I mean, so that way she stops, hopefully. At least that's what I'm banking on.
Well, top of the round with bad Johanna, or bottom of the round with bad Johanna.
Can I try and make a willpower roll to act against myself?
Roll willpower, you must also spend willpower at this point.
Okay. I will spend a point of willpower and try to tear my own eyeballs out.
What do you...
Well, dang it. No.
Oh, Johanna is not. Johanna kills. Okay, bad Johanna takes her extraction. Loses 3 dice. Aldrich enters the stratosphere.
Damn it! I wanted to die.
Oh no.
Well,
You might still.
You might.
That's the problem.
I was able to bring someone of fortitude down to wounded through ship bashing.
Oh, yay.
Please don't die.
I'm just seeing this house from a distance. You just see one person after the other just just start flying out in all directions. It's like, what the fuck is going? Oh no, it's that
Don't
witch
forget
house. Oh shit.
Did you already account for the -3, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
It only got to roll 5 dice instead of 8. Where's that? Take 10 bashing.
10?
Yes.
But that says 4. I can count.
Yeah, it's getting automatic successes on 6 dice.
I'm funning.
I police your fun.
Will I see him coming?
Oh wait, the ones don't cancel out on soak.
Yeah. See, soak
I
one.
forgot soak 1.
Oh, just like
Pew! Pew! Vampires!
Alright, so
you're lucky you are vampires. If you're humans, you'd be dead.
Oh god.
Question is, will I be able to catch? Like, if I see him coming, can I catch him with?
please. Please.
Oh no. You're gonna fly through the sky and take 10 lethal dice
What?
when you hit the ground.
That's why I'm asking Chris. Will I be able to see him, and will I be able to catch him with a tentacle?
No, he's heading off at a completely separate angle.
Oh, okay. That's bad.
You're not all going through the same hole in a building, guys.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I'm just asking. Just asking.
I mean, it would be nice and tidy and organized, all that, but Johanna don't care about that right now, which is awfully out of character of her. It's very strange. Yeah, so everyone sees Aldrich get knocked through. We'll say Aldrich lands on his next turn, unless he takes action to prevent it.
The only thing I can think of is activating power of motion.
How many dots do you have in that? You need.
Unfortunately, not enough to fly, but I do have. I know it's 3 to fly, but I do have enough to maybe soften the blow.
How much is it?
No, just the 1.
The 1 dot is not significant enough. I'm sorry. 2 dots would have probably been enough to reduce the damage by some amount, but dot is.
Can I light myself on fire to make sure I die?
If you really want to.
No.
I would say that if you have
Inside
blood,
jet. I'm pretty sure this is something a Tremere would come up with.
I mean, he's not motionless at all for any part of this because he's always flying at a horizontal, like.
He's going up in the sky. Then there's always a moment when he reaches the highest point.
Yeah, but he's like he's going in an arc, right? So he's going.
Still,
up.
he would slow down.
He's still going forward.
Yeah.
So his.
But if he wouldn't slow down, and you wouldn't come down.
His vertical momentum would slow. His horizontal motion would not.
We're discussing fucking science.
That's
but
anyway, there's a moment when he would like literally be not as.
My point is that I'm not giving you that out clause.
No, fam. If I die, I die.
Yeah.
No, gods, no.
So
you can buff stamina. Just.
He already has.
Oh, she already has. Okay.
So yeah, no. Johanna. Oh wait, it's second action. It's back to Johanna. Johanna's gonna. Who's left?
Just me, but I'm punching.
I mean, I'm still close by. I'm sure, and Merchant of Bones is still like right outside the room, so we're still all pretty close.
I saved some space in the sky for you to hate me.
Am I rolling to not judging?
She can come up to me with robo arms and punch me. Yeah.
No. Who? So, actually, no. This is large enough to catch all of everyone still on the ground. Everyone take 3 aggravated damage if you have fortitude. It's difficulty 9 to soak.
How?
Is that me too?
No, not you.
Dang it.
Oh, wait, is that everyone on the ground or including the people in the sky?
No, you're like several hundred meters, like several hundred feet into the air. Does not catch you.
Damn.
What are we rolling? Sorry.
Nothing
for-
unless you have fortitude.
Yeah, difficulty 9. You may not spend it as fire.
I have 2 fortitude.
Okay.
Great. I'm the only one
So-
fucked.
I can roll that.
Yep. Oh yeah, the dog gets caught in the flames as well.
Oh, look at that Merchant of Bones just shrugging off.
But you know what? It's okay because it's not Alonso.
Oh no.
So for Vold you take 3 aggravated damage. So let me take 1. All of you roll, and Irene, you take
3, because I don't have fortitude. And guess what? I'm not wearing my armor today. I did not expect to get into a fight.
You have the thing though.
I have a thing though. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
gross.
I don't know what, but do you mean the crucifix?
No, you have the thing though. So
I have the thing though.
so you don't actually take any damage.
What? Okay, I am confused about this thing.
Roll me Rotrek though, because you will need to roll Rotrek. For Irene, it's difficulty 6. For the rest of you, it's difficulty
Okay.
7.
But seriously, what do I have that allows me to ignore fucking fire?
Remember the thing?
No, I don't remember the bloody thing.
Oh my god, you were talking about it before.
What is the roll for Rock Shrek?
Courage. Difficulty 7?
Yeah. Okay. For Vold, you make it. I'm talking about the crucifix. You know that.
Yeah, that's what I just told me, and then you said no.
No, I said
Is
it
my
the-
dog dead?
Your dog takes 3 ag. And
I am fine.
because it's an animal ghoul, will immediately Rotrek.
But is it dead?
No, it's taken 3 ag. Not 7.
Okay.
It will try and run away, but yeah.
It will run away. It's fine. I'm planning on doing the same thing.
You only need 1 success, right?
Mhm.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, I'm good as well. I mean, I will take a moment to look incredibly surprised at the fact that there's nothing happening to me while the Merchant of Bones is practically standing next to me and is almost
He's smoldering.
is smoldering.
Not too bad, but you know.
Like the fuck. Okay. So top of the round, I take it.
Oh yeah, more fire.
More
Oh no,
fire.
that was already the turn. So
Yeah, it's Torvald.
Todd spends for he spends one willpower on fortitude and the other one on dex, and he runs the fuck away.
Thumbs up. It's fine. You can disengage.
Just in case there's any more fire coming his way. Yeah.
Aldrich is flying through the sky. What do you do? Is there anything you can do?
You say I took a 10 lethal?
You're going to be taking 10 dice of lethal.
Oh. Okay.
You only take 3 damage. What?
And
Can I
lethal,
soak it?
You can soak it.
You can soak it with stamina.
While I was flying through the air, could I blood buff my stamina again?
Yeah, that's reflexive. So you can
Right.
do that.
I soak 2 of it.
Okay. You take a tremendous hit to the back as you hit the floor, but somehow are not splattered all over the ground thanks to your inhuman fortitude.
Can it be ag because I'm old?
Just a big bruise in your ass.
It's okay. You just needed to get some air.
I'm-
That's fine.
I'm guessing the fire that he started is not going still, right?
Oh,
No,
it's-
it is.
Yeah.
You set my house on fire.
Just you.
No.
So
Just you.
she needs to soak, right?
Oh no, like level 4 is bonfire. It's like as big as a room.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll let your house
But
on
she
fire.
needs to soak for that fire damage, right?
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. We'll do that on her next round. Next turn, sorry, because she's got an extra turn. So, Madeleine. No, sorry, Eldrick, Irene. Irene, what you do?
It's now or never.
Okay. If it's now or never, then I'll do something stupid and I'll grab the crucifix and I'll take a step in Johanna's direction and another one and another one. See her reaction. I'm probably gonna end up flying. If she can hold her off long enough for a ride. Like, I would prefer to stake her while holding the crucifix, but I'm not quite sure if I can do that.
You can.
Okay.
Take her all the way.
Do it. We believe in you.
I don't believe in myself. So it's just Dex melee, right? To stake.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put a blood point in Dex and one in Strength. I'm growing hungry. But this will definitely be the last blood I spend. And I'll roll to hit. Oh boy. I'm holding the crucifix up because I don't care. That thing does something.
Yep, Johanna, the creature screams in agony as Irene approaches.
One success to hit.
You trying to stake?
Yeah.
It's a botch.
God damn it.
Difficulty 9.
Seriously, it's Div 9?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I'll lose the stake.
You botch, you stake yourself.
You basically you try and stake her, but you kind of catch her catch her dress instead, like just kind of edge out the way, and instead you end up kind of staking the wall behind her, and it just kind of causes the tip of the stake to just shatter.
Damn it.
Shit.
But Johanna kind of screams at you by the fact that you're even near her. Seems to stumble backwards.
Can I say for flavor that she's also laughing?
Yeah.
Oh god.
There's
Laughs and
definitely
Titus.
a higher element of control of yourself when you're near Irene.
Oh, neat. Neat.
It have get 5 successes to hold on to you, so it will.
Did it soak for the fire? Or did she soak for the fire?
It's not the creature's second action yet.
Oh, okay.
Madeleine, you're in the sky. The house is now on fire pretty slowly.
Oh shit.
Fire.
There is, in case anyone wants to put out the fire, a bucket on the mantle.
I knew it would come in handy.
This is a very large house fire now. Very high levels of blood magic occurred.
I really I hope Aldrich dies now, because anytime I ever try to do anything to help, it just
Oh, don't do that. Anyway, guys,
Fire.
let's keep going.
I
Keep going without
I
the
just
shame.
I'm an hour late to D&D. Let's keep going. Whose turn is it?
Who's after Madeline?
Merchant
Oh,
of
me.
Bones.
I'm sorry. As fast as a crippled man can go, he's gonna disengage. He's gonna chuck the deuces and try to leave.
with Irene near me, can I try to resist again?
Yeah, I got 5 successes.
Okay, so I just have to beat 5 successes.
Yep.
Okay.
Do it.
Got 6 dice. No.
Nope, can't do it.
God damn it.
I'll have to take its extra action to.
It also has to soak.
Oh, it loses a lot of dice because it's next to Irene. How much fortitude do you have, Johanna, naturally?
1.
It takes 1 damage.
Do I need to be marking that on my sheet? Am I at mauled now?
You're at mauled, but your body is not acting as if it's injured.
Okay. And is that, do I mark that as a point of ag or a point of... It's fire. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Answer my question.
Johanna will, quote Johanna, will jump away reefed in smoke and fire because her clothes are on fire. Quite far.
Oh, Torvald's gone. Aldrich's gone.
Irene's out of reach.
Rune's out of reach. Dog's gone.
Wait, I really
Madeline
can't
will
read.
try to follow the trail of burning Joanna.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for Madeline in my turn, but it's not my turn yet. So. I think you're still in the air.
Huh?
Madeline is still moving.
Yeah.
I thought she landed.
Man, it still takes like another turn, I think.
Yeah, that's what you said to start with.
Yeah.
But if possible, I'm going to follow the bonfire of, well, Joanna burning.
Do you have celerity?
Well, never mind then.
It goes pretty quickly, and actually I think it can disappear. It does.
Oh no.
Yes, you lose track of it because it can actually do that. I think for the sake of allowing our friends to get into D&D, we will end the scene there, and I'll deal with all the details off scene if that's okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Well, as this somewhat eventful open scene suddenly comes to a close, we thank everyone for playing, watchers for watching. Have a very good night.